Hi everyone, I'm Siti Rasha bin Zulkifli. Today, I will introduce my group members, which is
My name is Nasha Fika binti Samsudin.
My name is Nur Umaira Afika binti Nur Hisham.
My name is Nurinali binti Azmi.
today we want to discuss about what are the contributing factor that make Malaysian a famous tourist attraction. So I will pass to my group members to explain about it.
In my opinion, the Malaysian food is the contribution factors that make Malaysia a famous tourist attraction because Malaysian food is actually a various meal and it mixed with influence by the Thai food, Chinese food, and Indian food and Malay food. And it also Malaysian food also flavor the Malaysian food the flavor Malaysian food is also unique with a combination of sweet, sour, rich, and spicy. And to combine this is actually different. It's not like the other country in the world. In Malaysia also, it's easy to get a fresh fruit because Malaysia is a small island with a tropical, humid climate and surrounded by sea. So that's why we can get easy. That's why we can easy to get a fresh fruit. Tropical fruit and vegetable in Malaysia is also cheap. The proof that why the tourists like Malaysian food because we can see in the YouTube channel such as from the Japan, Canada and so on. They come to Malaysia and make a vlog about Malaysian food. We can see their reaction when they eating. The reaction we can say it is tasty, and they also say that they are dumbfounded because the meal is tasty, but the price, but the cheap price. That's all from me. What about you, Afika?
Thank you, Shabika. I agree with your point where you said about various meals. We know that Malaysia have famous dishes that that tourists can try it, and also Malaysia also known as top best street food they can try it. Anyway, for my point, people is the most people also the most important factor that makes Malaysia one of the famous tourist attraction in the world, because for my first point is multiculturalism, where Malaysia is different from other country that have many races, which is Malay, Chinese, Indian, Iban and more. From that, tourists can learn about our different races. For example, by our language, which is Malay, we speak Malay language, Chinese speak Mandarin, and Indian we speak Tamil. From this, tourists can learn how we talk and communicate with each other, and how we get a good relationship between each other. For my second point is sociable, where Malaysian really welcome for new people, which is foreigner, visitor, tourists, when they come to our beloved Malaysia. From this, as we know, Malaysian is really have great smiling face to give them a good vibe, and they will enjoy their trip enjoy the trip. And also Malaysian really have a good have nickname that we call each other, which is auntie, uncle, bros, sis and boss. Even though we don't know each other, we even though we really don't know each other, but we call by this nickname to bring our relationship and have attach each other and have a good communication. And my third point is attitude, where Malaysian have nice and have nice attitude and behavior, so it will attract tourists to come to Malaysia, where they have no worries about their trip and they will enjoy it. And their safety, they have no worry about their safety, about their missing item, and so on. That's all for me. What do you think about my point, Naili?
Thank you, Afika. In my opinion, I disagree with Afika's point because, from my perspective, I strongly believe that culture is the famous factor, is the most important factor that makes Malaysia one of the famous story attraction in the world. Malaysia is a very famous country in the rest of the world because our country consists of various races and ethnicities with their own cultural identities. The largest ethnic group in Malaysia consists of the Malays, Chinese, and Indians. And now I'm going to talk about the types of culture that makes Malaysia one of the famous tourist attractions in the world. In Malaysia, first of all, we have clothing. The traditional clothing usually symbolize the culture of one's race who live in a group of people. For Malays, the traditional clothing is baju kurung or baju kebaya for women and baju Melayu for men. And next, for traditional clothing for Chinese women, we have cheongsam. And also sangfu is a traditional clothes for Chinese men. After that, we have traditional clothes for Indian men is dhoti and jippa, and among the Indian women we have they like to wear sari. The second types of culture is dance. Dance also can attract the attention and interest of tourists to travel in our country. In Malaysia, kuda kepang, mayung, and zapin is a traditional dance for Malays. Next, we have lion dance for Chinese culture traditional dance, and lastly we have Bhangra dance for Indians traditional culture. For the third point, Malaysia is very famous for its own celebration or festival. This multiracial population celebrate the various type of celebration throughout the year. First among the Malay celebration is Hari Raya Aidilfitri and Hari Raya Aidiladha. Next, for the Chinese community in Malaysia, we have for Chinese community in Malaysia, they celebrate Chinese New Year. And lastly, we have Deepavali Day that celebrate by all Indians around the world. That's all from me. What about your opinion, Aisha?
Thank you, Nelly. I think I disagree with your point because when we talk about clothing and dance, in my opinion, not everyone in Malaysia wear the traditional clothes, same as the dance lah. Because and then I think they just wear the traditional clothes when have a celebration day. So now I will explain about my point, which is island and beach. Okay, firstly, I will explain about beach. At the beach, we can see the sunset. We may observe the sunset while admiring the expansive countryside. And then we are able to capture the lovely image and beautiful image, like a sunset. And then at the beach we can release stress, and then we can forget any problem for a moment. Secondly, at the beach we can do some activity like scuba diving and swimming. And then at the beach, under the sea surface, we can observe any type of aquatic life, such as seahorse, seaweed, any plankton, and other else. Beside that, we can enjoy with a ride banana boat, and then we can swimming with our friend or family. Before that, we can play at the beach, like build a sandcastle. I think especially children, because they are very fun. They are very fun and happy because they can touch the sand in real. And then I will explain about island. In island, we can experience in the island. We can take a boat to get around the island, and then we can see the treasure of nature. For me, to example, we can take the eagles in the island center on Langkawi Island. So that's all for me.
In the conclusion, we all agreed that the Malaysian food is the most contribution factors that made Malaysia a famous tourist attraction. That's all from us. Thank you.